We're looking at the plant side, the fish side, as well as the water quality side. What are these bubbles doing?
Significant difference right there.
Yeah, you can see the difference here with the Nano-Bubble and without Nano-Bubble, the root itself.
Fantastic. Amazing. Well, there they are. Are you sure you're not doing anything else? Are you singing to these plants?
Hawaii's had a lot of problems with invasive species, especially with algae. This is a brown macroalgae.
Okay.
So it produces around 20% lipids in terms of its body weight.
Amazing. All right, so I'm Sean.
Hi.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
I'm Kyle.
Kyle?
I do the aquaponics research here at University of Manoa.
Everybody's doing that right now. And so how long have you been dedicated to aquaponics with your research?
I would say over 4 years if you take the college.
I'm Sean. Nice to meet you.
My name is Friza.
Shriza? Yes. Heading people mic'd up. We're getting ready to head inside. Today is going to be about algae research and aquaponics. And so what do you got going on here? Are you testing the different growth of the different systems? And
So we have 4 systems, 4 floating raft systems, and we're testing 2 different types of things. One is we're testing a new biomedia called Biochar, and then we're also testing something called Nano-Bubble aeration.
what's Nano-Bubble aeration?
Nano-Bubble aeration is basically like a new different type of aeration where you pump the water with really tiny bubbles.
So microbubbles.
Yeah, microbubbles, but
Hey, we do
100
that
to
too.
200 nanometers, which you can't see through the naked eye.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
so
almost
you
like a
just-
grain of sand.
Really?
Yeah.
That's something, Fritz, that's been going on the saltwater side of things is people using microbubbles for filtration. It's interesting, research is going on the same side of it, but even smaller, right? So
Yeah,
I
really
can't even see it.
Yeah, you can't even see it at all. It increases the DO levels up to higher than saturation, so 110, 120%. Kind of like a multifaceted thing that we're doing where we're looking at the plant side, the fish side, as well as the water quality side. What are these bubbles doing?
Have you seen anything positive or negative or no change between it yet?
For us, we found something really positive on the plant side, but not necessarily on the fish side. And also water quality, we found higher...
Better water quality.
Yeah, better water quality or higher accumulation of nitrate.
If the plants are doing super well, right, they're naturally gonna
Yeah, they're-
create the change in the water quality because they're taking in more nitrate.
Yeah.
Right? So is there fish underneath that platform there?
No, not necessarily. So this is floating raft aquaculture where we have all of where it's basically just grown in water.
Okay.
So our fish tank is here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, our
Well,
fish
there
tank
they
is
are.
here.
Oh, it's
We have
lovely.
different types of breeds in here actually. So we have the Nile, and then we also have a hybrid, which is the colored one. I can actually show you around.
Yeah.
So basically what happens is the water from the fish tank comes and it goes to our biofiltration systems. We have 3 sumps. This first sump is basically the solids removal. So it's just a gravity flow solids removal where all of the solids, they stick onto the bottom, and then all of that cleaner water comes up to the top. Our water goes into what we call an aeration sump, which does the same thing as this. It does remove most of the solids, and what should come up is more cleaner water. But in here, that's where we do all of the aeration. So we have air stones connected into this sump. For other different sumps, we have the Nano-Bubble system also aerating this. And why we do that is that we want to have the full DO before it goes into our biofiltration unit right over there. So I'll just show you that.
How do you clean out this unit?
Oh, it's pretty easy. Since we have this flex pipe and anything, what we do is after one run, we're able to basically just clear out the water easily just by, removing it because it's flex pipe. So we're able to just easily just
take
pull it.
take that off, and
Yeah, and just pull it off.
Spray
That's
it out,
Yeah, just
right?
pull these 2 things off and you're good.
+1 for soft plumbing, guys. I know that we like to do hard plumbing on everything, but here's about for soft plumbing.
So this is our biofilter.
Here we go. In case they get centered for you. This is a carbon filter, huh?
Yeah, carbon filter. But Matala filter. So yeah, kind of like that as well.
Matala filter.
Yeah. But underneath that is what we have the K1 beads. So our Calendus media
Right.
filter, which houses the bacteria in
Yeah, this is very common in the aquarium industry to see these, like bio beads, bio balls. They're even doing like rocks that are super porous and called biomedia that they're doing in there. And then it goes obviously and underneath their plants.
Yeah.
The nutrients from the water help the plants grow.
Yeah. Right now we only have about the 2-week lettuce. So right now they're still trying to grow its roots up, but once they do grow into full size, they're going to we're gonna have really advantageous roots, so they're gonna grow really, really long and really, really thick. These two treatments are running different type of media. So what you just saw there is the K1 media, and then in that other system runs Biochar.
So what is this biochar? Like sounds interesting to me, and then it seems like we're doing this whole research just to understand biochar, right?
Yes. So biochar, you probably can see some black stuff in this bag.
Actually, I'll open for the guys.
So that's this biochar. So these are all woody biochar produced from the biomass or biomaterial, burning at maybe 300 to 700 degrees centigrade temperature at a low oxygen concentration. So they essentially produce this char material which has a lot of high surface area, functional group that helps to absorb, remove, and also they may help to actually attach some microbial community. So they have multifunctions that way.
It's because this is much more porous, right?
Yeah.
And so this
But
might
then-
be collecting microbacteria.
But there are a lot of different sizes. You can look at, all different sizes.
I'm just saying wood in general
Yeah.
is much more porous than the carbon pellets, right?
Also they are, but we are, by burning, you are essentially removing many of the carbon compound.
Yeah.
And those compound essentially removes and gets the pore inside. That's why it become more porous when you burn them at that temperature.
So much research going into this.
Yeah.
Is the reason why because how easy it is to make this?
That's-
Because you have the resource of wood like seriously everywhere. You burn it and it's much more cost effective than trying to create carbon to help filtration.
That's one reason. Other reason is also it has a lot of different properties that can have a potential effect on in terms of removing the other contaminant.
Right.
And sometimes you can produce in such a way that has a different property. So you can, depending on the condition you produce them, temperature is one condition, the heating time is another condition.
How much it burns.
Yeah, how much it burn and how long you burn it, at what rate you burn it. So they all affect the properties of biochar.
Right.
So that's why those are things that affect the removal and absorption of nutrient and other properties.
You do the research, you find the most effective type of biochar. Well, then what? Is biochar a brand name? Is biochar something you're being sold? Or is this something that you're just trying to understand, okay, if we do this to wood and add this to water, it's going to create a much better filtration component and better growing system for aquaponics, for even, whole aquariums, anything growing in water, natural plants, right?
Yeah.
So why are you calling it biochar? Did you make up that name?
It's more or less like what people have been calling this, especially for the
Bio means from biological sources, like biomass, woody material, they are from biological sources. For biochar is burning, so you essentially burning the biomass producing char, that's called biochar. You can see the root here,
Yeah.
so that's coming up pretty easily. I think in a few weeks' time it should be pretty big.
Versus the ones over there that you pulled
How
up.
the root and that system
Not so
different.
significant difference right there.
Yeah, you can see the difference here with the Nano-Bubble and without Nano-Bubble, the root itself.
Are you using the aquachar here too?
Huh?
Are you using the biochar?
Yeah,
Yes.
biochar also
So
here.
the only difference, the one control difference is the Nano-Bubbles.
Nano-Bubble and the simple diffuser. Yeah.
And then you get this,
yeah,
Yeah.
just for the Nano-Bubbles.
yeah.
Yes.
Proof.
Yeah, that's a pretty decent root. Yeah.
A lot of the benefits you can see from the root zones.
Yeah.
The roots actually grow much faster, and then the head too.
And these are all the Nano-Bubbles. I can see them
Yeah.
in there.
So you can actually even see the difference between this and between that system as well.
Fantastic. Amazing. Are you sure you're not doing anything else? Are you singing to these plants? Because I've heard that plants like to be sung to.
Yeah, I think so. He's doing maybe.
Yeah, you're,
Maybe her.
You're naturally happier around here, so
So
you're
you come
humming
here.
a
Yeah.
song.
Yeah, come.
Or you're 100% sure you're not treating these plants any differently than you're treating those plants.
No, it's the same.
Just the microbubbles.
Yes, just the difference is the Nano-Bubble technology and the biochar, the type of media.
Do you think because when you're over there, they're having less results, your energy that you give off is just down-putting to these plants?
No.
And when you come over here and you see amazing results, you're like happy and you just generate good waves?
No. It's the same type of how I treat the plants and it, like fish. It's the same thing.
We want to look for lurking variables to make sure that, once we get the massive scale, we have the right thing.
Yes.
You can ask her the hardest question you have.
Also study with the germination, like they are all, like we have germinated at the same time, transplanted at the same time. So we haven't like differentiated like that at all. No.
Because difference will just ruin the whole study.
Yes.
Right. Okay, I remember this from school.
Yes. So we keep a track of the weight of like the plants in each system so that we can see like how they are growing over time.
In the reef hobby, they're taking their microbubbles from the top.
Yeah.
So they're putting a power head so close to the top of the water
Okay.
that it brings a bunch of microbubbles into the aquarium, because it's not only churning the water, pushing water out from the lower side of the impeller, but the top side of the impeller also pulls in the air. So it's bringing tons of microbubbles in, where it almost is just like as if a pump is still trying to pump water, but it's pulling in air with it as well because it's running low on water.
Yeah.
And so, I ask that question is, do we need a microbubble machine? Or can you just bring the water level down to where it's pulling with the impeller, creating microbubbles everywhere?
I see. Right now we are testing with the machine itself.
Yeah.
We are not trying to test with like how you describe
Right.
it, right? So previously we were trying to see like if this works directly on the grow bed or not.
Right.
So our main focus is like we can bring it to the like commercial as if for the farmers or not, so that they can use it for their purpose.
Right.
So we are trying to test it right now because on the sump as well as on the grow bed,
Well,
and not exactly on like how
how you do it.
Yeah.
So we're in stage 2.
Yeah.
Do the microbubbles work?
Yeah.
And then stage 3 is going to be,
Yes.
how do we create the microbubbles?
Yes.
What's the easiest way?
Yes.
Is it something that we can do
So-
very economically?
Yes. So if we just bring the machine out of it, like for, I know that the cost of this generator is like quite high.
Yeah.
But if the one-time installment is good for the farmers to use, then can it be like, more efficient in the long term or not?
One thing before you release the data,
Okay.
I think you should put some power heads in
Okay,
there
yeah.
to see if creating power heads can, because that's going to be a lot more
Yes.
cost efficient
Yes.
than actually the machine. So if you can show farmers that they can simply use power heads that create aeration into their water,
Yes.
then you actually can give them the growth that they want at a fraction of the cost. Maybe.
Yeah.
We could. We could get CJ
Yeah.
to send you those flow pumps. We could test it in another system. Now that you've proven microbubbles are, that's the thing. We want
Yes.
microbubbles. Then we can I can get you some equipment from wherever you need.
Yeah.
That you can make another
Yes.
fourth testing station to see if, okay, I'm going to create the microbubbles for the machine so that way it inserts down from the low side, right? We're going to give you more work to do. Okay. You're like, get out of my... Have you estimated percentage growth? How much more root system that you have for this than that?
We got around about 20 to 30% increase in yield.
Wow.
So we actually could harvest this a week earlier than all the other systems when
Wow,
you're
so
running with Nano-Bubble.
if you were to give that to every farmer across America, in the world, sorry, let's not be selfish, right? So the world, then you're increasing the food production by 20, 30%.
Yeah,
And therefore making food probably 20 to 30% less expensive.
yeah,
Making it more affordable for people to eat.
yeah. That's where we kind of want to get at.
This is why you do what you do.
Yeah.
Right. It's not about the tilapia.
No, actually,
I would say both, for the fish and for the,
Just kidding. Sorry, they didn't hear that. They didn't hear that. They know you love me. They thought they were going to take the elevator. So they forgot that we have exercises in the day. Exercise, go, go, go. Everyone loves being motivated. Today we're going to talk about fish. And before we talk about fish, we all have to go work out.
Here we're just having some algae grow, and then we're going to use them in our future experiments.
What kind of algae is it?
This algae is Ova lactuca. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like sea lettuce.
Okay.
And we got this from a hatchery. And we're going to try to grow them with our Nano-Bubble technology. So this here it kind of looks like lettuce, right? Like the blades of it.
Right.
It's native to Hawaii. Hawaii's had a lot of problems with invasive species, especially with algae. So we're trying to grow native algae so that we can have viable industry here for algae.
Right.
And we can use this in bioplastics, biofuel, food, whatever industry proves to be most valuable in the future. Also for fish feed.
Right.
Yeah.
So are you also growing it because of the invasive species taking over the areas where it naturally grows? Are you going to replant it in those areas to try to help it reestablish itself in those areas?
No, for this one, we're just trying to grow to produce those products. This is actually pretty abundant already outside in the wild.
Right.
I know a couple groups here, Malama, Mauna Lua, they're trying to regrow native seagrass.
Right.
The invasive algae has completely covered those like reef beds.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's just suffocating all the species, the coral and different species there. And so if we have like native seagrass back, then this can allow like more native species to thrive. So in terms of like native shrimp, native fish, just restore the ecosystem. That's like a
How
different
did the
kind of
invasive algae get there?
aquaculture.
Aquaculture.
Yeah, at
Wow.
in Coconut Island at HIMB. I believe it was in the 1980s.
In Coconut Island?
Yeah.
Like Gilligan's Island?
Yes. There was an aquaculture project for Gracilaria salicornia and Capophycus alvarezi, and they were trying to grow it for carrageenan, but I guess it kind of grew out of control, and then it spread to the different islands. So predominantly it's on Oahu now, but it's kind of all over the main Hawaiian islands. So that's why we need to be really careful about what we bring into Hawaii, because Hawaii is very fragile. So if you want to take a look, this is
Look at that one.
this one's Dictyosphaeria. It's a encrusting algae,
Yeah.
and that one could be. It kind of grows like next to coral reefs.
Yeah.
We don't know the species yet, but this Dictyota could be interesting for biofuel production because it does produce a lot of lipids.
Right.
This is a brown macroalgae,
Okay.
so it produces around 20% lipids in terms of its body weight.
Wow.
So that's quite significant.
And it probably grows fairly fast. It looks like ground cover, right?
Yeah. On this side, we have Gracilaria parvispora. It's another of our native algae. This is the red macroalgae. It's related to Gracilaria salicornia, the invasive one.
Okay.
But this is the native species here.
Right.
Yeah, this is
So-
the one here that we want to grow for like food and our different applications that I mentioned earlier.
Okay.
We don't want to have Gracilaria salicornia. We want to have our native species instead.
Absolutely. Yeah.
This is Schizochytrium.
Okay.
This is another of our microbes. So this one grows on glucose and yeast extract, and you can kind of see it's pretty thick. It's like all the white stuff in there, and that produces around 60% of its body weight in lipids.
Wow.
So this one is definitely for biofuels.
Wow.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
what we're kind of working toward with this species here.
Hey.
Yeah. So yeah, this would be my like thesis here.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll try not to give it away.
Yeah, it's all right. It's,
What is your thesis due? All right, Fritz fam, I hope you enjoyed this video with the Bioenergy and Environmental Research Group. If you want to learn more about what they're doing, go to the Samir K Khanal. Go to the SamirKKhanal.com and check these guys out and what they're doing. Definitely see if you can donate to their project and help them grow their research, because what they're doing, obviously, as you've seen from this video, is super important for the future of aquariums and food production and humans in general. So thank you all. I appreciate it. Thank you. And you as well. 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 Thank you. All right, Fritz fam, let's go. All right, nailed it.